Double Cross is notable for two major reasons here in the West. The first being that it was actually one of the first major JTRPGs to make itself stateside. It was also one of the very few of them to not have a Kickstarter. While the game was officially translated in 2014, Double Cross officially came out in 2001, with the version we'll be going over today being 2009's 3rd edition, simply ported over as Double Cross here in the West. In brief, Double Cross is 20 minutes in the future, where the renegade virus has infected mankind. Should someone experience extreme emotional turmoil, they will turn into an overhead, a being which has the renegade virus slowly taking control of them in exchange for supernatural powers. As an overhead, you've been drafted by the Blue Helmets to fight against your own people who have succumbed to the virus. Things are rarely as they seem, however, with conspiracy, desperation, and being anime as fuck. The lore is actually very neat if you want a 2006 mid-range anime plot kind of thing, with enough going on to justify the anime superpowers. But what's the actual system like? Double Cross is a D10 dice pool roll and keep system, where you're going to be rolling a large amount of D10s and taking the highest, which can also explode. From there, you're going to add your skill rating to it, and congratulations, that's the system. It's actually a very simple game. Almost every action is just going to be roll X versus Y, see if you succeed. Want to attack someone? It's going to be your attack versus their dodge. Hacking a computer? Roll your mind versus 12. So the system is pretty simple, but why is the game 500 pages? Well, characters. Oh, gone the characters. Each character consists of their syndrome, work, cover, attributes, and skills. Work and cover grant you some basic skills and your connections, while attributes and skills actually define who your character is and how they do things. So what about your syndrome? Well, this is where you get your superpowers. In total, there are 12 syndromes, each one having different powers they actually can choose from, in addition to possessing your initial attribute spread. Each syndrome, thematically, is a bit of a hit or a miss. Chimeras transforming into horrendous monsters. Cool! Humans having brain blasts, kind of a miss for me personally. But these syndromes really are the stars of the book, each possessing a large host of abilities and having different types which can interact with each other very well, creating combos, strategies, and very hardcore synergies. As the character, you can choose to become a pure breed, crossbreed, or tri-breed, which grants access and restricts certain powers from each of the chosen syndromes. Each of these powers can also be leveled up individually, increasing their effectiveness in the field. Now, all of these powers sound really neat, but what's the catch? Simply put, every power you use is actually increasing your encroachment rate, slowly having the tendrils of the renegade virus take control of your mind. Should you ever reach 100%, not only are you at full power, gaining gradually more dice to every check, you're going to lose your character at the end of the session. So how do you decrease it? Well, Loises, which is a nice way to say relationships, which at the very end of the session, you're going to add up all the Loises you have, around 3 to 5, roll them together, add it all up, and reduce that by your current encroachment. At this point, you may also choose to backtrack for more dice if you didn't succeed, or you can just re-roll the entire mess again and lose almost all of the XP you get for that session. This is one of those games I could spend a very long time going over little details, little interactions, the entire bit on renegade beings, or straight up just talking about how fucking combat works. But here's the gist. The 411 Double Cross throws a lot of information at you for what's not a terribly complicated game. It just wants to make sure you have all the information you have right in front of you. All of the lore, all of the powers, everything you could possibly want at once. But it's a solid game if you can accept the pitch. But if you kind of don't want to be anime superheroes with a weird disease, then Double Cross isn't really going to do it for you. Pick it up if it sounds interesting. Plenty of options and ideas packed together in a single book for only $15 is a steal. It is, however, a very Japanese game, but one that's enjoyable to not only play, but just kind of read. My name is Notepad Anon. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Many thanks to the plutocrats as always, and if you really want to, I guess you could pull your devil trigger with this game?